Hey, we're back with another video, another day. I can't stand this show, but we gonna watch it. The View. Bill Maher's on The View. He's talking about woke policies in college campuses. Probably, it's gonna be a conversation on how Trump won. I do believe that the left is part of the reason why Trump won, but let's see. Let's have a conversation. Turn on the post notifications, smash that like button. Y'all gotta keep watching these videos so they can keep growing, man. I love y'all, man. Let's get it, let's go. No time to waste.
Well, I had a different question, but it struck me that in the first segment you used the term woke, and you said that woke is what was sort of ruining everything, and I know that you're
No, I didn't say ruining everything. I said that's why Trump could get reelected.
That's why Trump could get reelected.
That's exactly what I just said. That's exactly what I just said. Facts. That's why he got reelected.
So, the term woke has been, in my view, co-opted by the right and weaponized and bastardized. And so I was surprised to hear you use the term because historically, as you know, because I think you're quite brilliant, that woke is a word used by the black community to note that we must be aware of social injustices.
But words
and so
migrate.
why is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing, and originally that was absolutely a great thing. Alert to injustice, who's not for that? But words do migrate. Now, I'll use any term you want, because maybe that is a word that's triggering, and so let's not use that word. I don't want to call it the super far left, but don't tell me the left had...
The super far right.
Well, he's talking about the left. Well, then
okay, but we talked about that. I mean, I think we agree about the danger of the super far right, and I can't say it enough. I think they're the bigger threat. But don't tell me that the left hasn't changed. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when it was the conservatives who hated the Jews.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a joke. But,
too dark.
Well, maybe it is, but it's...
That's true. Now it's reversed. Now it has reversed. The left is talking about how they feel about because of what's going on in Hamas and all kind of stuff like that. It's the left talking about that. That's true.
True. I mean, if I had any doubt that I was right about the change that's happened in the left, watching people protest for a terrorist organization like Hamas, that straightened me up pretty quick.
I wanted to ask you about that because I think you're almost a free speech absolutist. You believe totally in the right to say what you believe. But I think a lot of us were disturbed to see terrorist flags being waved on American college campuses and seeing this a generation that some I think genuinely care about the plight of the Palestinians. I think most Americans do. But some who seem to be embracing a terrorist organization over the nation of Israel. What do you make of this moment? What do you think it's a result of? How do we fix it?
Okay, first of all, I want y'all to be clear. Hamas made it... Okay, so Hamas kind of made it this way. Hamas got it so close to... I remember... this is what I learned about it. Hamas got so close to, hospitals, schools. They buried themselves within the society. So when Israel attacked, it was like they were almost attacking the citizens too, in a way. So Hamas is the problem. Hamas started the whole thing. But there is a conversation of being Hamas forming because of Jewish persecution in that area. So I mean, it's a definitely an interesting conversation if you guys look into it. But there's who knows who to side with. However, though, I don't think you should be flying flags of either side. I don't think either side should be flying flags, but I think everybody should kind of just stay out of it until we all know, what can we do to just stop the fighting amongst both.
Well, I mean, it's just astounding to me that they can't tell the good guys from the bad guys. I mean, just morally. I mean, let me tell you, if you're for Hamas, just live in Gaza for a day. I'm not talking about while the war is on. I mean, before the war. Trust me, you would go running and screaming and begging to live in Tel Aviv, a place that has your values. I mean, women have this is a show watched by a lot of women. Women have no rights in this place, and a lot of majority Muslim countries around the world. I mean, there is no equal rights as far as speech, dress, opportunities for education, reproductive rights, freedom from sexual violence, freedom from sexual harassment.
That LGBTQ community.
Yes.
That too. But you throw around the term apartheid. There is a gender apartheid in a lot of the world where women are second-class citizens.
That's facts. That's something we need to do something about for sure.
At
the innocent civilians that have been collectively punished and murdered, largely children and women? And are you at all concerned about the fact that the International Criminal Court just today issued a subpoena for Bibi Netanyahu?
Well, that's ridiculous, but it's a war.
Why?
It's a war. Because it's a war, and they were attacked, and they're defending themselves. Now, this is a war. Do you think Hamas needs to be destroyed? This is the question.
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
So how do we get out with the ceasefire?
I don't think anybody wouldn't agree with that on the other side. I don't think that. I don't think the rational people on the other side wouldn't agree with that. I don't think they wouldn't.
All right. So Hamas needs to be destroyed because they are a terrorist organization who say openly that they want to commit genocide on the Jewish people, on the state of Israel. That's what from the river to the sea means. Okay? And they say it very openly. They said, we did this attack. They've attacked Israel 5 times. They've started 5 wars since they were given that land back. They could have chosen to turn that place into any place they wanted to, and they took a lot of money that they took from the international community, and they spent it on bombs and guns and building tunnels. So if they need to be destroyed, how do we do that? It's a war. I don't know how to do that, and you don't know how to do that. I assume the Israeli... Of course, everybody is, but that's what happens in a war. Here's a way to stop that. Stop attacking Israel.
Let's start with the eye chart.
What makes you think I can read?
You can talk, and you booked an eye exam online.
Okay, good points. Get 2 pairs of glasses and an eye exam starting at just $89.95 at America's Best.
They're calling for the annihilation of the Jews. And so you can't really defend that on the other side very easily.
But before we go, I want to say...
No, we're not going anywhere yet.
Okay, but I just want to say one thing.
Okay, so Whoopi about to get involved. So let's see what Whoopi got to say, because Whoopi might come in with some heat. Like, let's see.
We're talking in the break.
Yeah.
Joy is a wonderful human being, and she should not be afraid that people are going to attack her because she said the thing about the swastika on the cab. She does not think that as you said to me in the break, you do not think that all the people who are for Trump are Nazis.
No, I don't.
You don't.
I just want them to pay attention to words like vermin and poisoning the blood and the Third Reich. That's all. That's really what I'm asking.
They see Trump as a comedian. They see him as a clown who says crazy things.
They saw Hitler like that.
Right?
Yes, they did.
But that doesn't mean, you can hate Trump. You can't hate everybody who likes him. It is half.
I have some in my family. I don't think they're Nazis.
Okay, great. I'm glad we got that. I don't want you hurt in the supermarket.
I have a question for you, because I don't know if you've noticed what I've noticed, but I find that oftentimes when I'm watching the news, I'm only getting portions, because one of the things that happens, I was listening to you talk about the kids that had the Hamas flags. It reminded me of when people were saying Antifa is there, and doing it. So bad players show up and make stuff happen, but do you find that the view that we're being shown seems to be meant to guide us into thinking about people one way, when in fact it may be a much bigger conversation?
Oh, of course. I mean, the media is always going to just chase what is interesting to watch. I mean, I used to be able to watch the nightly news, for example. I can't do it. I mean, first of all, it should be called, here's some video we found that's fun to watch. That's not the news. Like anything that happens on a plane. Like, the plane skidded off the runway, so what? Call me when anybody died, and it's not, the door fell off. Okay. I'm sorry.
I understand the door falling off. You don't want to be up in the air.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's what I needed to know. Okay.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
And then by the time you get to the last segment, it's just, the bears in the swimming pool.
Yeah.
It's just nothing.
Yeah.
And it's narrative over truth.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like when I hear people talk on either side of it, I always think they're lying. They're just telling me half of it.
Yeah.
And I never trust them anywhere until I check out the other half.
Yeah.
And it's tedious.
Yeah.
I just want one place, and of course it's my book and my show, where you can get both.
You're leading me right into what I was going to talk about, because you're talking about your...
That's what we're all missing in America, that ability to be able to hear both sides, because I swear, man, a lot of these conversations are just so one-sided. They really are.
Yeah.
Year 2.
We're talking about your new book, which is that 20 years of your editorials re-edited and reimagined right in time for Father's Day. What do you want people to take away from reading it?
Well, I think I think we're tribal now, which is not good. And I think there's 4 tribes. Basically, there's old school liberals, which I would mostly count myself as, old school conservatives. There's still some of those
You've
left.
changed, though.
Wait, what are the other 2?
That's what I was trying to find out in this book. I don't think I have. And we were saying in the break we have to come up with a new word for woke. Let's have a contest because this is a word that's triggering. But I mean, those concepts that are different than they were 5 years ago. I mean, we used to do. You did it. I was a guest on the what was the homeless show? Comic Relief.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
You were a great show.
Yeah.
And homeless was a term that I thought we kind of came up with because people were calling them bums and vagrants and hobos. Homeless. No.
It's unhoused.
Well, it's people experiencing homelessness. But they're experiencing it on the street.
Yeah.
Okay. The liberal view of that was for compassion's sake. We're the liberals. We're compassionate. Let's get these people off the street. That's not the view of the whatever word we're going to come up with for this. Their view of the homeless is they're an endangered species that needs to be protected in their natural habitat, living their best life under a bridge. That to me is crazy. That's the kind of things. I haven't changed on that. I still think we should get these people off the street. That's the compassion thing. So I didn't change. They changed, and there's lots of examples of that.
And there's lots of examples of the media giving one side, as she says. It's the reason, I think, that we don't know about Biden's accomplishments. Because it's too boring to say, he fixed the infrastructure, he fixed the economy.
It's not sexy.
No one wants to
hear
hear
They know
that's
that
the problem.
who's going to make chaos. They know it.
Right.
But you know what? You know who's not making chaos? Right here. He's not making chaos. Our thanks to Bill Maher. His new book, What This Comedian Said Will Shock You, is out now. And you know what, y'all? Would you like to have a copy? Yes? Okay. Everybody's getting a copy of the book.
I might have to get that book and check it out because I do like Bill Maher's opinions. I feel like he's open-minded. He's very open-minded. And I think like old school liberals are open-minded. And the conservative party has changed. It's became the party of Trump now. Truly has, man. But the liberals need a Trump. That's what they need. They need a Trump. I'm talking about specifically in America for those who are watching it anywhere else around the world. But anyways, y'all. Peace.